Yes, is the screen visible? Anybody just tell me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
is it? Yeah. So we were discussing about a few of the problems, that is few of the ALPs which are already given in your question bank. So few of them we have already discussed. The rest of it I am going to discuss today. So these are the most important ALPs of 8051. Okay. So we have discussed this one, all arithmetic operations. We have also discussed all logical operations, and we have also discussed the bit manipulation operations in 8051 microcontroller. Now we are going to discuss with this one first. Write an ALP to count the number of zeros in a given number. This ALP we are going to start. First, I am going to write it over here and then explain step by step. Okay. Any doubt you have, please let me know. So I'm going to write over here. So this is for counting number of zeros in an 8-bit number. Okay, in an 8-bit number. So let us consider that the 8-bit number is stored. Let's say we have the data. It is already there in one particular memory location. Let's say 50 hex. In the 50 hex memory location, the data is already stored. And what you are going to do, we are going to, somebody has written something. Yes, please don't do those type of interruptions here. Any doubt you have, please let me know. Otherwise, whatever I do here, that will be in the recording itself, and you yourself will be irritated while watching those recordings. Okay, so the count of zeros. Count of zeros.
Sir, sharing, sir.
Uh, are
Yes,
you
sir.
not seeing that? Is the
No,
sharing?
sir. Like whatever.
Okay, okay.
Now what? Yes, sir.
So I am sharing. Don't worry. Okay, and these childish behaviors like marking on the screen. When you are marking something on the screen, it is your visible. Your name is visible on that. So please don't do that, Anuj.
Sir, by mistake, sir.
No problem.
Uh,
Okay, no problem. So let me share the screen if it is not visible. Yes, is the blank screen visible?
yes, sir. Now it's
That is a
visible, sir.
It is a Jamboard screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So we are doing an ALP for counting the number of zeros in an 8-bit number. Okay. So the data from which we are counting the number of zeros is stored in the memory location 50 hex. Okay. And the count of zeros, how many zeros we got in that number, that we are going to store in the location 51 hex. Okay. That is our program going to do. Okay. So let us start with it. First, we are going to give an assembler directive org, and we, as of most of the programs we have written, I am going to give the origin as 0000 hex. So it is definitely an external memory because 0000 hex memory location is not available with uh, the internal RAM of 8051. So in this location, we are going to write it. First, what we are going to do, we are going to take the data from the 50 hex location and put it in our 50 in our accumulator. Then what we are going to do, we want two things. We want a counter which will count how many we have already counted, and we want uh, how many numbers we have counted. That count should be kept in one register, and one register should be so that all the values, all the 8 bits are completed. That also should be maintained in a count. So we are going to use two registers to store the count. Okay. So one register I am using as R0. Okay. And let me store here the number 8. Okay. Why I am storing this number 8? Because it is an 8-bit number. So 8 times I have got to repeat the loop. That's why the number 8 I am storing. And this is, you can see hash over here. So it is immediate addressing mode. So similarly, we are going to store our in one register, we are going to store the number of zeros. So that register I am initializing at, let's say, R1 register. And in the beginning, there are no counts. So I am initializing it as 00 hex. Okay. So this screen is actually not scrollable. So after completing here, I will be writing it this side. Okay. So first, what I am going to do is our carry should be cleared because I am going to use the carry register for putting the counts. You will understand. Let me write it first. CLR-C. This clears the carry. Then let me finish up. Then I will explain why I am writing this. Let's say I'm giving one label next one and another label. Let me give as next two. You can use any label of your choice. And here I am putting another label as back. Next one, I'm writing over here INC R1. Then I am writing NEXT 2. This is the special instruction DJNZ. This is available in 8051 only, not available in 8086. Back. Next, we are putting move 51 hex R1 and with an assembler directive end, we are ending. Now let us understand what is happening over here. Okay, so up to here we have seen, we have started with the origin location, that is where the program is starting. Then 50, at 50, whatever data is there, that we are putting in accumulator. R0 is the register which we will be using for storing how many numbers we are going to count, how many bits we are going to count. We are going to count for 8 bits. So it is initialized to 8. Then R1 register is going to store the count of number of zeros. So initially it is 0. And the flag register clear, we are clearing the carry flag using CLR instruction. Then what we are going to do over here is RLCA. So RLCA is nothing but rotate accumulator left with carry. So what it is going to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here let's say our carry bit is here. Okay, now what it is going to do, it is going to put RLC, means left rotation. So whatever bit is here, let's say here, this 1 is there, it is going to store here. Okay, so if it is 1, what is the next instruction going to see? If carry is not there, jump not carry. So if 1 is there, it will see a carry, so it will not work. If not carry, so it will directly go to this instruction, jump next to. Okay, so next to, what it is going to do, it is going to reduce the register in which we are putting the count, that is 8 bits. So it will skip 1. R0 will be reduced, and it will be reduced decrement jump not 0. So it is going to reduce R0. If it is not at all 0, means from 8 it is reduced to 7, so it is not 0. So it will go back to this position, back. Again count once, again rotate it once. let's say the next position is having 0. So this 0 will be stored in carry. Now, if JNC, that means jump on not carry, that if it finds that the carry bit is a 0, that is no carry is there. So it is going to go to next one. Next one is this location. So what is there over here? Increment R1. I already told the R1 register we are using as the storage place of number of zeros. So once it gets at carry position, it gets 0. It is going to increment the R1 register by 1. Okay. In this way, we are going to change the value of R0 with every iteration. So whole 8 numbers will be completed, and whenever it is getting a 0, R1 will be incremented by 1. Okay. So at the end of it, finally, when it comes out of both the loops, we get the value of R1 as the number of zeros. That R1, that is the number of zeros, is finally going to be stored in location 51 hex, and then we are ending. So at the end of the program, at 51 hex location, we are going to get the number of zeros in our program. Any doubt? Should I explain once again, or is it clear? I hope it is clear.
Sir, can you explain that DJNZ instruction once, sir?
Yes, sure. Thank you for asking for that. DJNZ. Okay. One label, let's say back. Not first label. First, we are going to write the name of a register. Here, register we are using R0. Okay. So any register or memory location you can mention over here. Okay. And back. So what this instruction does? This instruction stands for decrement, jump, not equal to 0. This is the full form of this expression. So what it is going to do, whatever register or memory location is written at first over here, that memory location or register, it is going to decrement. Okay. If it is, then it is going to compare. So it does 3 steps together: decrement, compare, and jump. First, it will decrement this register. Then it is going to compare it with 0. If it is 0, then it is going to come out of the loop. If non-zero, it is going to jump to the location which is shown over. Okay, 3 instruction combined in one: decrement, compare, and jump. That is done by DJNZ. Decrement, jump not equal to 0. That means it is going to decrement the register given over here. Then it is going to compare the value with 0. If it is 0, then it is going to come out of the loop. If it is non-zero, then the control of the program is going to shift back to the location mentioned over here. That is back. Is it making sense, or should I explain once again?
Yes, understood, sir.
Yeah, so that thing is only here going on. So every step, because R0 is nothing but our counter. It is going to rotate the loop for 8 times because 8 bits are there. So until the R0 is becoming 0, it is going to go back to this location and rotate accumulator once again and get it at the carry position and check. Okay, this is how the program works. Same way we can write the program for counting the number of ones. I am not writing it entirely, just modifying the portion, which one thing only I need to modify. Can you tell me where to modify in this program? Where should I modify to get the number of ones? The next question over here for me is count the number of ones in an 8-bit number. Same thing, we are putting the data.
Sir,
yes, tell
sir,
me.
JNC next one, in place of that we'll write JC, sir.
Exactly, very good. Yes, just I need to modify this portion. Everything else is going to be the same. Just you need to modify this portion, JC. If you modify this portion, it is going to count the number of ones. Okay. If you want ones to flow through the entire program, I am going to go there. Count of number of ones. Okay. So what we are doing initially, we are giving the initial value, that is where the program starts. Origin is 4000 hex. Accumulator, we have data. We are putting it in accumulator. 50 hex, we have data. We are putting it in accumulator. Then the count, that is the number of bits. If you have to count 16 bits, then you have to put 16 over here. We are counting 8 bits, so we are putting 8 in the register R0. You can use any register here, but R0, the register bank registers are generally used. That's why I am using it. So R0 will be holding the count, and we are going to store the result in the register R1. So that's why I am clearing it to 0. Then the carry register is being cleared because everything goes through the carry. So clear the carry flag. Sorry, I mentioned carry as a register. It is a flag, just 1 bit. Okay. So next, what we are doing, same way RLC. So what it is going to do, the last bit is going to be put to the carry flag. Okay. Put to the carry flag. Then what we are going to do, jump carry next one. Means if there is carry, then I am going to the position next one. And I am going to increment the register R1, which is storing the number of ones count. Okay. So next, it is going to the next part. Then we are going to increment R0 by 1 so that we go for the next bit. So again, if R0 is not 0, we are going to go for the, again, come back to the original. In this way, after the complete cycle, we are going to get the number of ones in register R1, and that we are going to move into location 51. And at the end, in location 51, you are going to get the number of ones. Okay. So I hope this is clear. Now let us go to the next program of our importance. Okay. So you can see over here 2 programs, that is write an ALP to count the number of zeros and number of ones is done. Okay. Now this is also a very easy instruction. Write an ALP to perform multiply by 2 without using mul instruction. And another program is there, write a program to perform division by using division by 2 without using div instruction. These are just 2 rotate instructions, nothing else is here. Okay, one will be rotating left, one will be rotating right. That's it. So that's why I have in the when we have discussed about the logical instructions, I have left the rotate instructions because we will see it here. Okay, so multiply by 2. Just understand one thing. What is the meaning of multiply by 2? 2 in decimal is 2. What is that in binary? It is nothing but 1 0. So if you multiply 1 0, like multiplying 10, just 1 0 will be, if you multiply it, 1 0 will be added in the left hand side. And if you divide it, 1 0, it will be shifted to the right hand side. That's it. So we will be using the rotate instruction for doing that. So multiplying and dividing by 2 is very easy. So let me write the program first, then I will explain. Yes, is the blank screen visible? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are going to first do multiply by 2, that is 2 in decimal, and I am writing it over here, 1 0 in binary. Multiply by 2 or 1 0 in binary without using mul instruction, MUL instruction. Okay, so let me write it over here. Let's say our data is in the same location, let's say 50 hex, and we are going to store the data into 2 in decimal in the location 51 hex, in the location 51 hex and 52 hex. That is, we are going to store the lower byte in 51 hex and higher byte in 52 hex. That is our plan. So let us see how we can write the program for that. Initially, we are going to initialize the origin. You can take it as any location. I am using 000 hex. It is your choice. Then this is an assembler directive. Please remember that. That is not an instruction. Accumulator, I am going to put the data that I am going to multiply with. Then, because I am going to use the carry flag, that's why I'm clearing it first. Then I'm going to use RLC accumulate. So what is going to happen over here? I'm not going to do the rotate multiple times, just once. Let's say we have, okay, 8 bits are here and our carry is over here. So rotate accumulator left with carry. So each bit will be shifted here and the carry and the data in the MSB will be shifted to carry. Okay. So earlier, what is going to happen? The data that is in carry is going to shift here. So we have already made the carry as 0 by using the clear C instruction. So here what is going to happen? 0 is going to be appended here. And the data which was in MSB, that is going to, let's say MSB was having 1. It is going to go to the carry now. Okay. So just like multiplying by 10 in decimal, what happens when we multiply something with 10? Just we add a 0 at the end. So same thing is happening here because 10 is the same as decimal 10 while multiplying. Okay, so that is coming here. Now this one we are storing in the carry, that we are going to put as MSB in the next location. That's it. Okay, so first, because already it is shifted, it is having a 0. So lower bytes we are going to store in our required location. That is the accumulator bit we are going to store in 51. That is where we are going to store our result. So lower byte of product of the product is stored. Lower byte of the product is stored in 51. Now about the higher byte, it is available in the carry. So to get it from the carry, what we are going to do, the same procedure which we have done for addition also. First, we are going to put accumulator, clear the accumulator content. So accumulator will have 0. This is immediate addressing mode. Then what we are going to do next is ADDC. ADDC A 00 hex. So what is the accumulator going to store now? Accumulator was having 0 plus 0 because it is ADDC. So plus carry. So now the accumulator is holding only the carry. So now finally what I am going to do, move the carry to the higher byte location. That is 52 hex will store the carry. Then finally we are going to end it. End it with the assembler directive end. Is it clear? Yes, please respond. Do you need explanation once again?
No, sir, understood, sir.
Okay, very good. Division is just the opposite of it. That is, what you have to change is, just can anybody tell me what I have to change over here to get division?
RRC, sir.
Yes, exactly. That is the only thing you need to change. And here, in place of the lower byte and higher byte, we are going to get the quotient and remainder. Okay, that is going to change. Let me change the quotients which I need to change. Okay, so in place of multiply, we are going to do over here divide. So divide by 02 hex, 02 decimal or 1010 binary without using the div instruction. Without using the div instruction. So what we are going to store, data is already there in 50 hex. We are going to store the quotient in 51 hex and the remainder in 52 hex. That is our purpose. Now here, this diagram is just going to be opposite of that. That is, the arrow will be in the opposite direction. That's it. Means here, this 0 will go to the carry, and whatever already carry was cleared for us, so it will go to this position. Okay, so next, like that carry will go to here, this position. Okay, so that is what is going to happen. So the remainder what we have will be in the carry. So what we are going to change in this program is, in place of RLC, we are going to make this as RRC. Okay, now the accumulator is holding the quotient. Quotient is stored in 51 hex, and after that the carry flag is actually holding the remainder. We get it by adding it using ADDC. And now the last step, when I am moving A to 52, actually what I am doing is storing the remainder in 52 hex. Okay, but this process is possible only when we are multiplying by 2. Okay, to get the multiplication, let's say let us do one extra question. If we want to multiply any two numbers without using the mul instruction, let us do that as well. After that, I am going to wrap it up. I'm not going to stretch it very long. Next day, we are going to have the next IC which is left, that is the 8257 DMA controller IC. Okay, and the recorded version of that, I am going to put it the YouTube link of that as soon as it is done. Okay, so let us do one program more. Okay, let's say write an ALP to multiply two 8-bit numbers without using mul instruction. Now, what we are going to use here when we are not using multiply, just understand, multiplication is nothing but repeated addition. When we are doing 4 into 3 to get 12, what actually we are doing is adding up 4 3 times. 3 times we are adding up 4, or 4 times we are adding up 3. The time limit is stretching. It is only 10 minutes left. So this is the last one which I am going to discuss. Okay. So multiplication is nothing but repeated addition. So multiplying 4 into 3 to get 12 is nothing but adding 4 3 times or 3 4 times. Okay. So we are going to use this approach to multiply the two numbers without using the mul instruction. Okay. So let me write it over here. So let me write it first. So one of my data, two 8-bit numbers. So let's say data 1 is stored in location 50 hex. Data 2 is stored in location 51 hex. Okay, 51 hex. And we are going to store data 1 into data 2, that is the product, in location 52 hex and 53 hex. That means that 52 hex is going to store my lower byte and 53 hex is going to store my higher byte. Okay, so let us write the program for that. First, I am using the same origin 0000 hex. Then I am going to, first of all, I am going to clear the carry flag. Okay, though I am not going to, yeah, I am going to need it. Yes. So after that, I am moving one of the data. You can move any of the data. As I told you, you can do 3 into 4 or 4 into 3. Just addition will be different. Both ways you can store. Okay. So R0, in R0, I am storing the content of one of the data. That is data 1. I am storing in R0. And then I am clearing the accumulator. Okay. Clearing the accumulator. Sorry, one mistake here. I have to put a hash because this is immediate instruction. Hash 00. So accumulator is clear because in accumulator, I am going to do the addition. And one of the operands should be in accumulator. So the first operand, accumulator, is clear. There I am going to perform the repeated addition. So let me write over here. Back. Let me put the label back. Add a 51 hex. Then I am using DJNZ, that is very popular in 8051, comma back. Move 52 hex to accumulator, that is lower byte is stored. Then move A. Again, I am making the accumulator content as 0. Then I am doing ADDC A 00 hex. Then I am going to put the higher byte also to the required location, that is 53 hex. And finally, I am going to end it up. Now let me explain. Yes, what I am doing over here, I have two numbers, data 1 and data 2. Data 1 is stored in 50 hex location, data 2 is stored in 51 hex location. So what I am doing, first I am making the clear carry bit as 0. Then the data as 50 hex location, I am storing in one of the registers R0. Okay. Then what I am doing, I am making the accumulator in which I am going to perform the addition, making the initial value of accumulator as 0. Now, what I am doing, I am adding what is there in the other register, other location, that is other data, that is data 2 with accumulator. Accumulator is having 0. So it will say, let's say our, let me use one example. Let's say 50 location is having 4 and 51 location is having 3. So 3 will be added to accumulator. So accumulator will now be having 3. Okay. Now we are doing that instruction DJNZ R0 once again. So what it is doing, it is decrementing R0. R0 is what? R0 is storing the data in 50 hex, that is 4. So it will decrement once, 4 will become 3. And if it is not 0, it is going to go again here and add it up once again. So accumulator is already having 3. It is going to add 3 once again. Then it is going to come back here, DJNZ. It is going to check that 4 has become earlier become 3. Now it has become 2. Still it is not 0. So it is go back again here and add whatever data is there in 51 hex with accumulator. So 51 hex is containing 3. It will be added once again. Okay. Now again it is going to decrement 1. Okay. And still it is not 0. So again go there and add 3 once again. After that, it is going to come back here, check that it has become 0. It has become 0, so it is not go again back. So total addition, we are going to get it as 12, which is nothing but 4 into 3. So that data is going to be stored. What accumulator is holding now, that is the product. It is lower byte of it is going to be stored in 52. And whatever is there in the carry, we use the same procedure to get the carry bit and move it to the 53 hex location. So finally, we are going to have the entire product in the two locations, 52 and 53. Any doubts? Should I explain once again? Yes, anybody requires another explanation, or is it fine?
Sir,
Yes, tell me.
in the place of add, shouldn't we use add with carry
Which one? Here?
in the starting? Yes, sir.
No. Here we don't require add with carry. 1
Okay,
minute. 1 minute. The previous stage carry. Add. You just run it once and check it, because previous stage carry. Yeah, a big number I have to check once. Okay, I will check it once and tell you if it is required.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I will check it once and tell you. Add, if I add with carry, let's say what I am getting in the previous stage, two numbers. I will roughly run it and tell you next class. Okay, is
Okay,
it fine?
sir.
Okay.
Yes,
For
sir. Yes,
now,
sir, no
you
problem.
keep it as add. If it is, if I will do one rough running, raw run, that is called. I will run once and I will check if it is required or if it is giving an
Okay,
error.
sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
the doubt is genuine. Thank you. I will keep it in mind. Okay. So I am stopping it over here and